Hey everyone, Gwen Song here. We've got something new today. I have a guest here to help commentate over this drawing. These are actually her characters. One of them is one that I helped create. But it's a little special Star Wars thing that she was coming up with. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm Snow. And I like writing. And I like Star Wars because I'm a nerd.
Star Wars is great. We both grew up on Star Wars and we thought we would do something different for this one, explain a little bit of details. So without further ado, let's get to it.
This is the crew of the Persistence.
Alright, so I want to talk about Felatani. I haven't fully pronounced or figured out how I'm going to pronounce her name. I used a name generator. I can't speak, help. So I liked her. You had a small description. What was the name of her race again?
The Kashiri.
From what I read up, they were most of the time slaves.
Yeah, they were enslaved by the Sith Empire thousands of years ago.
So I guess there's not a lot of them left at this point in the timeline for your story, right?
Oh no, not like none.
Okay. So she's force sensitive, but she's not aware that she is, and she's trying to run away and essentially save her people, what's left of them, from dying out and being ruled under tyranny, essentially. I didn't really have much of a thought process, just Tanner.
And they're purple people.
They are purple people. I love the fact that you can have a purple person with the red eyes, but not be like specifically Sith.
Yeah.
It's great. I wanted to give her like a non-traditional weapon. I didn't realize until after I was done designing her weapon that it was kind of similar to Rey's from, but it is different. It's got like a spear at the end. So, I mean, there's that.
Yeah, there's that. It's fine. Yeah. I forced her to add the weapon to the design anyway because they all needed a weapon to defend themselves with.
Yeah. Defense is important, especially when you're traveling the galaxy. Alright, so let's go into detail about Shijim. First of all, where did you get the name?
Oh, that was a random name generator.
I think we did that for everyone at this point. But let's go into the lore of Shijim. Where is she from again?
She is from Dathomir. She was a part of the Night Sisters, who are a group of women dark side force users who don't usually lose themselves to the dark as the Sith do.
And that's interesting because that's the dark side of the force that they're using still. They don't lose themselves to it, but they're still like on the darker side. So that's very interesting at least for the details that you gave me about the story.
Yeah.
We won't go into a lot of detail about that, but
they use the force in a way that most people would consider magic. In spells and rituals and
She's a
stuff
witch.
Like that. She's a witch. She's the witch of the party.
Yay, witches. You don't really hear that often.
No.
So there's that. And then where did you come up with the design choices for her?
The design choices. Well, I picked her overall coloring and looks from a lot of what I've seen of the Night Sisters in the new lore of Star Wars, and I wanted her to seem, she's the oldest of the group, and I wanted her to seem a bit more down to earth, a bit more Altarian. She has if I can use that word right, wow. She has the long tight braid.
Yes.
Her hair's out of her face. She has the bow that most Night Sisters use.
That doesn't have like a string to it, which I found interesting looking this up myself.
Yeah, their bows don't have strings. They use the force to create a string or something.
That's awesome.
And arrows.
Okay.
So that's fun. And she also has a sword that she can use as well, as most of them do.
Very cool. And I did notice the color system. You know what I mean.
The outfit.
Her outfit is like a bunch of greens and browns, which is different from most of the Night Sisters I saw online. So what was the choicing for that? Why was that?
Well, I wanted her to... She left Dathomir, and I wanted her to be more incognito. And red is rather bright.
It really is.
In the wider universe, the browns and greens are better to blend in with.
Oh, that's true. Tactical.
It's a tactical thing, yeah. And one of my favorite parts of her is actually her markings.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I was very picky about them.
I went over the drawing like 3 or 4 times just to make sure I got them right.
Yeah, I wanted her to have, because the dark side, I'm pretty sure they're dark side markings. They're given by the Force, or they're tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
I could never figure out which one is which, but I wanted her to have something that showed her more animalistic-like, and I thought that the marks that I chose echoed perhaps a muzzle of a fox or a wolf, to show that she is, although she's the older and she may step in as a more calm member of the group, she is still a fighter and she is still dangerous.
Okay, that makes sense. I like that. All right, so next we have Maeva. Can you go into detail about Maeva a little bit? Because I don't understand fully. Like, I get the shape-shifting aspect, but other than that...
Maeva is a Claudite, and so the Claudites lived on a planet, but something happened to their sun, and suddenly they had a lot of radiation.
Okay.
And so the population did some experiments, and out popped the Claudites who could change their skin and hair.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, but they didn't like that, and so the Claudites are always...
They're kind of shunned
on their planet, and so most of them sort of go and they hide the fact that they're Claudite.
Okay.
Maeva's parents were like that. They were discriminated against, and so they ran and took her with them because they wanted to protect her, and they then got into some shady business.
Oh, fun.
It happens a lot with Claudites.
Okay.
And Maeva didn't want that.
Okay.
She felt as if they were being overprotective, and she wanted out. So she pretends to be human like most Claudite, and she ran away.
Fun.
She's also, she's a kleptomaniac.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So essentially she's trying to be careful, but she can't stop herself from
sometimes
thievery sometimes.
She doesn't even notice sometimes. Like, if someone asks for it, she'll go, oh yeah, it's here, and give it back, but otherwise...
okay. Makes sense.
Yeah.
She sounds fun.
She's very fun. So she pretends to be a human a lot of times, and she used to have a hollow emitter around her to change the rest of her body, because it's kind of hard and painful for Claudites to change the texture of their skin and color to make it look like somebody else.
Yeah, you don't really think about that aspect, do you?
No, so they usually don't do anything but their face.
Okay.
And so usually she covers the rest of her skin and whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so finally we have Tyria. Let's talk about Catgirl.
She's a Triani.
Okay.
She's a Triani. They're,
I'm just gonna call her Catgirl, but that's fine.
Cat-like people who usually have stripes.
Yes.
And are brawny and can fight.
So she's the warrior of the group.
Yeah, she ran away from her colony and found herself with a group of spacers, and she didn't really like them, and when they got attacked by pirates, she bounced.
She ditched them.
She bounced. Well, they weren't the nicest of people.
Well, yeah.
She is the truly naive and morally upright person.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the others don't understand her. It's great.
No, that's good, though. At least there's one.
At least there's one.
At least there's one.
Yeah. So she's the muscle of the group.
Nice. Okay, so let's talk about Shaw next. First of all, can you pronounce his full name?
His full name is Shaunawi Menamoon.
And how did you come up with that again?
Okay, so Squibs, that's what he is.
From Harry Potter?
Nope, from Star Wars. Small, blue, fox-like creatures, can taste with their fur, are always scrapping stuff. They are known for having impronounceable names that are really long.
Oh, fun.
He goes by Shaw.
Okay. Shaw. Reminds me of a book I read as a kid. But where did you come up with the concept for Shaw?
Well, I needed somebody to be like their junkyard dealer that had a whole bunch of interesting stuff that he would trade to them and whatnot. And so I wanted a squib, because that's what they do.
Okay.
They barter.
They barter.
And they don't necessarily care about what society puts a price on.
Okay.
Squibs like what you like. So if you have something very sentimental, they want it, and they will bargain it off of you.
Huh.
So yeah, he's a little blue-haired fox that does that. They get their ship, the Persistence, from him, and squibs are known for having strange aesthetics, and people normally don't understand what they make.
Okay.
And so the ship is a bit of a junker, and it doesn't look right, and
It's there.
it works, but it works because the squibs always make things that work.
Okay. Alright, so that about does it for this video. It went a little longer than we originally expected to, but you know what? It works. It's fine. Let us know what you thought of this. We have one more planned. We don't know when that's coming out yet, but it's for a comic that I'm writing, Lost Symbols. The prologue, I should say, is on my Facebook page, which I always leave in the description of my videos, so check that out if you're interested. But for any other future projects, let us know. Snow, any more input?
No, not really. This is the Persistent few, and I was very happy with how you drew them.
I'll leave a link for that in the description once that's up as well, so make sure to check those out. See you later, guys!